and we are about to begin this session, and just going to make a few audio changes just to make sure you can all hear me. We'll go there. That should work now. Unfortunately, my mic was actually off in the last one. Yeah, let's get this session underway. Should be an interesting one. We just had a FP3 practice, and it was no, qualifying, sorry, and it was a very weird session. All the fast times came in the middle of the session. They were really slow at the start and the end of each of the session. So yeah, let's hope that we get fast times throughout, because so far in practice 1 and 2 we've had really slow laps at the end. The times have just got slower because we've had these massive queues of cars. I'd quite actually like to see quite like to actually see some times coming in throughout. But we've started right on time. We'll just check to make sure the stream is working, because I think I've solved all the issues now. Unfortunately, it means that I have to do it in really low quality, but doesn't mean I can do it. So we go for practice 3. Should be an interesting session, as I said. Come on, why is it taking so long to load? There we go. 20 seconds to go until the session. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, so who we got out there? That was Baldwin. Fastest in free practice 2 yesterday, that was. Which was very interesting. No one expected that. Just go on to the onboard camera. Phillips, Quintalina. They had a poor session yesterday, actually. Carter, Everson, Woodward. Here is Jack Baldwin. Just turn up the volume so I can actually hear it myself. It needs to go up quite a lot, because I've turned it down so much so it doesn't impact my commentary. But here is Baldwin, and that car's looking pretty good for him, actually. Gandani used YRT engines, so to be honest, this track wouldn't have been a very good one for them, because they'll be worried that they won't be able to challenge Dork. But I reckon they probably can't challenge Dork around most tracks, even when it is power orientated. So here comes Baldwin to start a lap. All right on board with him. See if that pace in FP2 was a fluke or not. They're going to be really pushing in this session, okay? So it's going to be qualifying sort of lap times. This will get us a good idea of what's going to happen later on. And this has looked a pretty good lap so far. It looks very neat and tidy, not having to put in too much steering input. That corner wasn't perfect, but managed to keep a good line, I suppose. Let's see how it takes this. Oh, he's taken that very nicely early on the power. Kept a tight line. Too much steering input, really, but kept the tight line, which is the most important thing. And managed to get early on the power, which probably made up for that slight steering angle. Or slight too much steering angle. Here he's coming to the end of the lap, braking pretty late. Not quite making the apex. Not really running, not using all the track either. Final corner, early on the power, very early on the power through there. That's good. That's a good line through there. And he's early on the power out of the final corner, so that looked like a pretty good lap. Goes fastest with it, 126.8. Actually watching the stream back and you can hear me, which is good for the first time this weekend. Apart from the preview stream, you could hear me then. Is it just me, or the track doesn't look that rubbered in, to be honest, actually? I suppose it does a fair amount. Yeah, actually, that is a fair amount. See if Bulby could improve on this lap. It didn't look quite as good as the first lap, but let's see. Yeah, he's run it too wide there, I reckon. No, though, I think the tyres aren't too bad on this. You can go quicker on a second lap, but it is quite hard. Let's see. Oh, just slower. Quintalina is fastest now. Baldwin will be praying that Casey isn't in the way, but he will be. Can he make the overtake maneuver? Yep, Casey. Oh no. I was about to say Casey gets out the way, but he doesn't. Coombs has gone fastest now. Although Casey has actually let him overtake. So I reckon that's it for Baldwin. He's not going to try and do another lap. Or he's not going to be able to do another fast lap. See what Oscar Oh, Will Astley goes a second faster than everyone else. Jan and Soroka are back. Massive issues yesterday. Couldn't have gone worse for him. Astley retired and Moores was in traffic the whole session and ended up P27. Minto goes third on a 126.6. That's a good lap. Only 0.9 seconds off the Jan Soroka. CGP will be happy with that lap. Coombs was fastest briefly. See where he can put himself. I imagine he'll be aiming to go ahead of Minto, possibly Hawk as well. Woodward sitting in second place is interesting. Baronesso have Dork engines, so this will be a good track for them. But I can't remember whether they were any good in Monaco. Because remember, this is Monaco without barriers, really. That's what everyone says. I don't think it's quite true, but that's what everyone says. Coombs coming around the final corner. Look pretty tidy this lap. Where will he go? Fourth, so he goes ahead of Minto, not ahead of Hawk. He would have been aiming to do that, but he goes in that position. And let's go further down the field. Buchan actually goes slightly faster than before, as Matt Tusson gets into that top 6, Kieran Hardy as well. See how Will Buchan's in. Teammate up in second place. Alex Moores goes a tenth faster than Esley. Almost 2/10. In fact, pretty much 2/10. So Moores has gone a lot faster. But the car doesn't look too great, this Baroness, so maybe Buchan hasn't got it quite set up right yet. As Duran goes third now. Woodward down into fourth, Buchan 10th. RTS will be an interesting one to look at. We'll find RTS once we finish watching this lap with Buchan, which has looked a little bit all over the place. Or a little bit over the place, not a little bit all over the place, a little bit over the place. Baldwin all the way down 9th now. Where will Buchan go? Oh, improves by 3/10 and goes 8th. So the car doesn't. It's looking a little bit all over the place, but there's obviously a lot of speed there. So that's good for them. Now let's find an RTS. Justin, Baldwin, Minto, Quintanilla. Surprised that they haven't come back into the pits. Actually, this is an interesting one. Sadiq. Is he? I reckon he's been held up by David Bland there, unfortunately, actually, though. So we're not going to see where Shantana are. So far, each session hasn't really given a true representation with them. I think they've improved slightly, but not miles. Let's run the Gala. Trying to find an RTS. Where are they? Here's Humphreys, and Humphreys is in a load of traffic because Farrah Smith is up ahead. So forget Humphreys. Let's try and find Louise Morrow. Looks like everyone's out on track at the moment. Chandler is. I've gone the whole way through and everyone's out on track so far. Milner's in the pits. Morrow is in the pits, who we've been waiting for. So there's just 2 cars that haven't got out yet. Well, they might have got out now to failure. See if the replay camera works today. Nope. At least the stream's working. We can get ourselves lucky for that. But Duran had a pretty solid session yesterday. Was third in that, behind Baldwin and Morrow. And so we didn't have the Amatorokers, but I don't think Baldwin and Morrow will be able to keep up that pace through the weekend. So that was probably a pretty good session for Dork. Although Baldwin's 4th at the moment actually now. Bland goes 3rd. Wow, so 10 minutes in, it's the Yamatorokas that lead. And Bland is in 3rd. I've just tweeted that on the wrong account. So to be doing updates while I'm commentating, which is quite difficult, but I'm just done on the wrong account. But yeah, Bland has gone 3rd, and we saw this in CGP3. The times in the middle of the session were the fastest. Tove haven't been good in quali, they've been good in the races, and Bland hasn't been as good as Mungle. And he's just putting a lap that's like not even that far away from the Yamatorokas, I think. So I don't know how that's happened. See if he could improve on this lap. One-tenth down. Right, let's find these. Let's find Morrow now. Oh, so both Yamatorokas are in traffic now, losing a lot of time. Here's Morrow. Let's see how this RTS is done. Not sure if this is lap or an out lap, but we'll watch it anyway. Whatever. See how this RTS is going. 2nd, 6th in practice. They could be right at the front this weekend. Actually, it wouldn't surprise me because Monaco, they were very, very strong. Even before the carnage, they were in a good position. They were 4th, 5th kind of area. I know Esley had problems, but yeah, they were in that front bracket. So This could be another good track for them, and it should be another good track. But Bland, it's only 3/10 off the Yanatarokas. It's just really weird. Don't know how he's done that, but Mara's looking okay on this lap so far. Looks pretty good. Pretty good indeed. And with and I mean, if the track conditions do what they've done in every other session, then she'll probably go fastest now. Seems to be like the track's good in the middle, and then at the end of the session, maybe it's just coincidence that the track conditions seem to be changing every single time. Right at the end of the session for the worse, but they go ridiculously so at the end. So and we mentioned Milner hadn't gone out on track yet. He has gone 12th, and Jones is 16th, so not good for Masterforce. 3rd, Mora now goes into 3rd. So RTS are quick this weekend. We have to really take them seriously this weekend. And if Masterforce are struggling at the moment, you never know, RCS could be. It could be the 3rd quickest car. I don't know. Guindana looked pretty quick with Baldwin. Harley doesn't look too quick, but Baldwin looks fast. And Duran looks fast for those two teams. But the other drivers are actually struggling. Hawk's 9th, Harley's 11th. But I'm not really that surprised by Mora going 3rd though. Miller now goes 5th. That's more like it for Masterforce. Baldwin back in the pits. He was the first man out. Woodward was also quite quick out, so it looks to me like everyone's coming back in now. Was that Tusson? That didn't look very good for it. Why was his wheel spinning? Looks like he's almost been recovered from a crash. Hang on, is it working? Oh, that's the live feed. No. As always, replay camera not working. I wouldn't take that time from David Bland too seriously, because Mungle is... Where is Mungle? Mungle's 29th. So, maybe we should take it seriously, actually. I was thinking if he was like mid-table, you wouldn't take it very seriously. But Mungle is 29th, so he might have been held up in traffic. Let's try and find a car that's out on track. We did see, I think it was Hardy was going out on track. Nope. Oh, Hardy was obviously coming into the pits. Oh, here's Jones. See if Jones could improve. No, he's coming in. Quintalina, Minto. Minto will be happy that he's faster than Von der Gala at the moment, because since Von der Gala's come in, Minto's been under real big pressure actually, because he signed a deal. Basically, he did a trial race instead of Proctor, and then we had this news that Julian was going to race for the rest of the season after Von der Gala had done 2 races, but now Von der Gala's signed a contract, and we're not sure if Minto has signed a deal where it's reviewed every race, or whether he'll actually be racing, because he was their reserve driver, reserve and test driver, and I believe they swapped that role with Proctor, but they're really keen to get Julian in that seat, and if Minto doesn't perform, they might do it before the end of the season. And they've been giving him the last FP1s instead of Minto, and he's doing a test this week. Oh, sorry. This session is very exciting. Don't worry, I'm not yawning because of that. Von der Gala's coming out the pits now. So I think Shantana have improved because they're 18th and 17th, which is actually a step forward. So I think Shantana have improved. Their upgrades are working. So definite improvement there. Don't think there's any front runners out on track at the moment, so that's why we're watching a Shantana. Let's see this car. It's the B spec car with the blurred livery. Yeah, I do apologise about the liveries. I'm not sure what's gone wrong there, but if you look, the Shantanas are really blurry, but yet we got that, and that's fine. I've had to turn on the settings right down so I can actually run this game and stream at the same time. And most of the liveries aren't fine, but it's not very good. Someone's gone faster. Joshua Moores is up to 14th, and actually, remember I think they were pretty good in Monaco as well. They were quite lucky in Monaco, but yeah, they were alright in Monaco. So yeah, don't count them out of having a better weekend. I forgot about them being quite good in Monaco. But they're Dork, most are Dork engines, so they're not suited to high-speed tracks, and that might be why Shantana are actually fast, to be honest. The Dork engine is definitely a lot worse, but it's not uncomparable, but just doesn't quite have the power that the YRT engine has. It is reasonably close, though. It's not miles out. Where could Sadiq go? 6th. Wow. So whether that's the track coming to him, or whether they've just made a setup tweak and now suddenly the B-spec car's working brilliantly well. Milner coming in. Not sure why he's coming in. Maybe. Oh, he was late out, wasn't he? So that's the end of his first stint. As Will Esley goes faster. So Will Esley, not Wesley. Will Esley goes in front. And not sure. Oh, Von der Garla's gone 4th. Oh, that's interesting. So we got some surprises here. Max Von der Garla into P4 again. He was 4th yesterday. And he'll be hoping that he could stay P4 in qualifying. Oh no, he's just lost it. He's just so he's briefly gone P4, but then Minto's 3rd. His teammate Minto is 3rd. So who? I'm good. How did Minto go? How did Von der Garla go from 4th to 6th without? Because 3 cars have gone fast, so maybe Coombs was up there already. That's interesting. Let's see where Minto can go now. Whether this lap's an improvement, probably not. No, Okay, let's go on board with... Oh, Moores has got traffic. And we know that Moores has had a lot of races fall apart because of traffic. And now, every single session in Hungary so far he's had traffic. He had one lap this morning without traffic. As Hardy goes P2, splitting the Yanatarokas. His teammate Baldwin's down to 17th now, which is interesting, and Hawk's 20th. So the times have really gone down. But Hardy's managed to split them. I suppose that's probably because Moores isn't improving, is he? And if we look at it, actually, apart from Coombs, most of the cars at the front are not particularly competitive cars normally. So maybe the track's just come to them. They've done reasonably good times, but not been able to quite get with Yanataroka. But the better teams in the good conditions can challenge them. So let's see if Hawk and Jones can improve. At the moment they are 20th and 22nd. As Moores is definitely not going to improve. Can Hardy improve? Nope, 6 tenths down. Will Esley. Where can he go? 6 tenths. Everyone's 6 tenths down. James Casey last. He's been struggling recently, actually. He's much better in the races than he is in qualifying. Humphries has got... Actually, no, Tussin should be going at a reasonable pace. But for once, I'd actually probably say that this weekend an RTS is holding up a Coombs. But not too much, actually. I was about to say Humphries won't improve because he's 27th and in traffic. But I reckon he'll improve. But I reckon Tussin will stop him from going really high up. But we'll see. He'll be aiming for that top 10. Actually, no, if this is just his second lap on these tyres, it'll be quite slow. It'll be just outside the top 10, I reckon. No, it's an out lap. Ah. So Justin will be really slow on that lap, and that'll hold him up now, so... I'm surprised there's anyone still on the out lap. Seems like this stint's been going on for a reasonably long time. Coming up for the back, Mossett. One Mossett's down there. Quintolina's in traffic behind Harry Williams. Toby Jones has got a free track. Let's see what he can do with it. As Duran now, Hannah Duran splits the Yanatarokas as well. So this weekend is not going well for Moores. Esley, apart from the breakdown in FP2, has actually managed to have some reasonably good running, but Alex Moores has not had any problems apart from traffic. And unfortunately Jones is going to get a bit of traffic. I thought he was going to be in clear air because Phillips is a reasonably quick car, but Phillips is being held up by the dirty air, I think, off Sadiq's car. So Jones isn't going to improve. Hawk's gone from 20th to 18th. Interesting. Milner's gone all the way down to 14th now, but Milner hasn't come out, remember. Milner was really late in, so that's why he'll be late to set a time. Jones drops to 23rd. Alright, he'll improve, but not by much, I don't think. Oh my goodness me, he's gone second! In traffic as well. Phillips goes up. I don't know, Phillips hasn't... How has Jones done that? He definitely would have been slowed down. But finally, we're actually getting good times near the end of the session. But maybe the dirty air wasn't holding him up much, but he would have at least lost a tiny bit. I mean, Phillips is going a reasonable pace, and at the start of the lap, definitely Jones had a gap to him. But he's not going to improve any more. Will Astley is back in the garage. Very unlikely to go back out again. Hardy's tyres will be knackered. I don't think anyone will be able to improve now. Moores is still stuck behind Woodward. I believe everyone's going to leave it to... Maybe... I reckon Coombs might be able to get back out. Milner, I reckon this is either an out lap or the start of a lap for Milner, because he was late out for the first stint. That's probably worked better for him. To be honest, if you're going to do 2 stints, you want to be out there at the end. So I think everyone else has done 2 stints but done too early. Milner's worked this quite well, actually. So let's see where he could go. This has been a really interesting session. I reckon this is an out lap, but everyone else, pretty much everyone else is in. Coombs might get out in time, but everyone else is just coming into the garage a few minutes ago, so that's unlikely. Hawker's had a really bad session. No, Milner. He was on a lap, but he's only managed to improve slightly. Maybe it was his second lap on those tyres, because actually he was 9th before. He was 14th when we looked, then he went to 9th. So what I reckon what's happened is that was his second lap, and his first lap might have had traffic. Coombs isn't going to make it out. Minto's out there still. He's not going to improve because those tyres... Moores is still... Let's just watch Moores trying to get past Woodward, because no one's going to improve time-wise. So Sadiq was briefly right up there, but now he's 14th. Still quite good, actually. And Bland is... Oh! Was there contact there? I don't think there was. Oh my goodness me. Oh, his brother's just gone round about his outside. But I'm sure there wasn't any contact. Moore's... Wow, Jones so close. 11 thousandths of a second. But Moore's was... I'm pretty sure Moore's didn't make contact there. There we go, that's the end of the session. Let's get the replay camera one last go. No, it doesn't work. So, 11 thousandths of a second, all within a tenth of a second, Jones and Hardy. So, Master Force are there. Gindana are there. Duran 2/10 off. So probably not able to challenge. But that is interesting. And CGP Racing have ended up 6th and 10th. So that's a very respectable performance by them. Phillips is 9th. That's quite good for him. But Quintalino was right down the order with a load of traffic problems. So DMAD and CGP look pretty quick, actually. RCS haven't ended up the session too high. but Mara didn't go out at the end, so she could have improved more. Interesting session. So Will Esley has ended up fastest. Interesting session. Hope you all enjoyed that. I did. That was really quite interesting. Time's actually finally improving until the end, and that was an interesting session. Yep. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. And next up we have CRC Classics qualifying, which I have to work out how to do because it's a little bit different from everything else. So there might be a slight delay. You have to do it on some other mode or something. Hopefully I can pick it up really quickly. But yeah, thank you very much all for watching, and we will see you next in CRC for qualifying. We're really getting into the business end of this weekend now, and I still think Yellow Stroke have the edge, but we did see that there are challenges from cars around, so that will be very interesting. That's in the evening at around 8:15. If I'm later coming back, I'm likely to be later than that, so it'll probably be slightly later than that, but I'll try and get it on for 8:15. See you then, or see you for CLC Classics if you want to as well, but